Hey everybody, welcome to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. We're here. We're doing the podcast.
I didn't like how your voice sounded.
It was very gentle or something.
Very, very demure.
All right. Well, this has been Zoning Out. I'm Jonathan Williams. I'm one of your hosts. With me, I'm Mr. Williams Comedy on the internets. With me, as always, is my friend to my left, Jordan Centry.
Yes, just at Jordan Centry because I'm okay with my name.
Oh, okay. Do you think that I could find Jonathan Williams if I wanted to?
Maybe Jonathan Williams Comedy.
That's
because I'm sure Mr. Williams has also been taken.
Yeah, but I have like a whole like niche, and there's like a whole thing to it. It's served me well. Go fuck yourself. The next person, our third host here, is right here, Mr. Jason Allen King.
Yeah. I like you put Mr. on my name. Put some respect on it. I appreciate that.
I regret it immensely.
You should. Yeah, Jason Allen King on everything but Instagram. King Jason Allen, because someone did in fact take that.
Okay, got it.
Whoever that monster is, you're dead to me.
I don't know if Jonathan Williams Comedy is a thing or not, but I don't want it either way. That's too long.
It is a little bit of a long name.
It's too much.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
I'm on the defensive right now in a big way.
Should we talk about how we sound?
Yeah, I think we do sound a little different.
Yeah.
We hopefully
maybe for real this time.
Yeah,
we said it last week and we felt real good and real confident about it, but you know,
I'm gonna bring it up.
Something happened.
I'm gonna bring it up. I ate shit. I messed up the recording. I guess I didn't format the disc properly, whatever it was. So we recorded a whole podcast that you heard last week that didn't sound as good as this.
I don't know if I've ever seen Jason more inconsolable.
Yeah, he really took it hard.
You were pretty upset.
Yeah.
Pause. Whoa. But even with that being said, all right, I know we said last week we were going to sound great and we didn't sound as great, but also we're podcasters. If you believe every single thing we say,
that's right.
That's right.
That's on you.
That's
on
right.
you.
This is not journalism.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not what we're doing here.
Exactly.
Guys,
Hey, before we get too deep, though, I want to say, do you have any shows coming up?
Yes.
Before Christmas?
The 23rd
after?
Monday, it is the Heckle Mic at
Triple C.
definitely a place.
Yeah,
Triple
C Brewing in South End.
In South End in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm Jonathan's man.
The show put on by Kai
I make
Allen.
0%.
Should be of what?
0% of nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. That's why it's 0.
That's great.
It's gonna So if you want to come and get in a fight with me, that's what that's for. It's
by
to be
design.
heckled.
Why do comics do that to themselves?
Because someone was like, "You want to do this?" and I was like, "Sure."
All right.
What
better reason?
That is literally the whole reason I'm doing it.
Jason, we should go.
We should go and participate.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
All right.
do it. Let's fucking.
That could be like a bonus episode of the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just
You might
heckle-
be the whole audience. But
now that is not true.
December 23rd.
Oh, yeah, that might be true.
But so that show does get well attended.
I went once. The reason, okay, we can blur this if we need to. The reason it got such a huge turnout was because one of the performers on the Heckle Mic was Julie Tuggle.
Oh.
And man, you want to talk about
so people who showed up were people who knew.
Yes.
They were excited. Yes.
Because I had to see it.
Did you did you
No, I didn't say
stuff?
anything. I just sat back and watched.
Did people say stuff?
Oh, you better believe it.
What?
Wow. How have we not talked about
again,
this?
we can cut this out if we need to, but
Nah.
tell us tell us. What's
That's
it? Yeah,
fine.
Oh,
that's right. Who
people
cares?
just got everything off their chest.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, something about you were around when Rosa Parks had to sit in the back of the bus. You were the bus driver that made Rosa Parks move.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you snitched on Rosa Parks, like stuff like that.
The consequences of the jokes we tell.
Yeah, all the stuff she said about the LGBTQ community, like all that was coming
Just
up.
insists on saying.
Someone said she looked like a.
Oh my God.
How do I say this?
Taking the mic away from my face for a second because I don't know how I'm going to respond.
Like a lumberjack, but like a lumberjack that prefers same-sex relationships.
Oh my God.
I think that's probably the best way to phrase
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Wow.
There was a lot. There was a lot thrown at her.
Yeah.
And so how did this I'm curious how everyone knew just because it was
Oh, because it was advertised.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, but So it was mostly comics who showed up?
No, they had actual audience members there too.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of comics.
Yeah.
And
That's
the line
not a
to heckle
problem.
her, there was a line.
Wow.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so what is it? What do you mean line? Like, what is it?
So basically, you're on like the quote unquote main
to know
stage.
this.
You should.
Yeah, right.
So you're on the quote unquote main stage, right?
Okay.
But then off to the side, there's another mic, and people come up to that mic to heckle you.
So it's kind of a quasi roast battle almost, maybe.
In a sense, sure.
But it's audience, so it's different. It's
Well,
it's not like people don't just yell out.
That's not how I saw it.
Oh, okay.
It was people coming up to the mic to
Gotcha.
heckle you. And for what I
It's like
remember,
a city council meeting. It's like you go up.
Oh, that's a good way to
Moms
put it.
of
Actually.
Liberty.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, and for what I remember, it was always comics coming up. There wasn't any actual audience members coming up to heckle you. So that makes it a little interesting, I guess.
I actually would like to be mean to some comics.
Yeah, you can do that.
And I don't actually have like real beef with anyone, but like that would be nice. That sounds fun.
You're really leaning into the format, are you? Okay.
I need to see this lineup. I feel like there might be somebody in there you might have some words for.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm
No, I
curious.
need to see the lineup just to double
Oh,
check.
you just
But it's like,
do I have beef with people?
no, here's the thing.
Is that a
you
thing
don't
about
have
me?
you don't have beef with people. I don't think any of us have beef with people. We all have people we don't like.
We have feelings. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's fair.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I'm trying.
Yeah,
to
I
think.
don't, man. You guys, I keep my cards close to my chest, man. I don't.
You keep your side of the street clean.
Yeah,
To
man.
quote our Lord and Savior Taylor Swift.
Jesus. Yeah, no, I don't like people knowing what I think about stuff.
Yeah.
I
Which
don't
is weird for a comic. I think.
broadcast it widely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like how I feel
that's
about
fair.
other
There
people.
you
But
go.
among other people that I feel like can relate.
If
leadership.
I'm at a
Yeah.
table and I've had a few drinks, I can get a little. I start saying stuff.
You do.
I don't mean to.
You do.
I don't mean to. I just do it.
That's good.
That's good.
It's good.
Get it off your chest.
It's good.
I actually could probably do for more of that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, of course.
I feel like you can tell, or I hope I'm right about this, but I feel like I can generally kind of tell like when it's safe and when it's not.
Yeah. I think
know?
you get a good sense of the people you're around, the company you keep.
Now, is somebody going to say something? Maybe, probably. Who knows? Like, depending on who it is and who it's about and whatever. But I don't think we're not little like gossips. We're not running around doing this. But
No, I assume people are talking about me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and that just not because it's me, but because that's just how
yeah, that's how it
the
works.
world works.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
So-
Anyone who doesn't,
Exactly.
anyone, if no one's talking shit about you, that's actually a problem. Probably.
a little bit.
You
I
know?
was told that early on. They're like,
That's
you
what
know,
Cat Williams said.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
What did he say?
you have 2 haters by the start of the summer, you need to work on getting 5 by the end of the summer. Something like that.
Oh my god,
I love it.
that was fantastic.
That was fantastic.
nicely done. I didn't know you had that in you.
Yeah.
You know who will do a Cat Williams impression at the not even drop of a hat? A hat doesn't even have to fall. He'll just do it. Wolfgang.
Yeah.
That dude loves doing a Cat Williams impression. We're like, all right.
He does a
dude.
good one too. Actually, I've heard
it's,
it. Yeah.
It's not bad, but it always is just kind of like, why? Why are you doing
Yeah.
this right now? Love
grief.
that guy.
You have shows coming up, Jordan? Did you ever say?
I do, yeah. So I have 3 Don't Tell shows coming up this weekend. We have a doubleheader
Wow.
on Friday, the 20th. I guess I'm not supposed to tell you the location, but I'm
Just
there.
do it.
There's
Uh,
enough neighborhoods like you can just say.
Yeah,
you're
just
in
say the
town.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's published.
No. You don't say the neighborhood. You can just say you're on a show.
So what am I doing? I just said I'm on the show.
Yeah, that's all. You're good. No, if you say the
Okay.
neighborhood, then that's giving it away.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on
Okay.
a show, but yeah.
I am on. Okay, yes.
Because I believe in that the mystery that I think is really fun.
I think that's
for
pretty
people.
cool.
Yeah.
So doing that, then also on the show in Concord on Saturday at a pretty cool place, I think. So definitely come check that out. And then next week I am on the Friday after next Christmas play / stand-up comedy show. I'm
what?
doing stand-up. Yeah. Oh, Cat Williams is back. Yeah, that's right.
I got to know more. There's a Christmas play happening?
Yeah, so it's me, Tyrone Burston, Leah Lynn. I think we're the comics. There's one more comic on
And
the
it's
show.
specifically Friday after next.
Yeah, so people are going to be, they're going to be actors, stage actors, I'm not sure of the correct term, that are going to be putting on scenes from Friday after next. And then
That's
me,
amazing.
the other comedians, are going to be doing stand-up performances in between the scenes.
Wow. All right, that's cool.
Is it supposed to reference the scenes?
No. No, I don't have a set based
You
on Friday
should.
after
Why
next.
don't
So
you?
that's what
I do. I have, I have a set based on Friday after next.
You want to fill in for me?
It's-
I
yeah.
would love to
It's
see you on the show.
90 minutes. And it is church clean.
Friday after next takes place in.
No. You're thinking about next Friday.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
All right.
But that was like next Friday was like Rancho Cucamonga, I think.
Yeah.
Friday after next is somewhere in California.
That's it. Kevin lives like and works there now.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's the only why I was excited.
Yeah,
about
we
it.
talked about that while we were in LA. He said that Kevin lived in Rancho Cucamonga. I was like, oh, that's the next Friday. scene.
I had no
Movie.
idea. It's so funny.
That is thrilling.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, you got shows coming up?
No, I was gonna be on the
Sorry
Saturday
to
one, but I'm gonna be
undercut
out.
that. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah,
You were going to be on the Saturday one?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be out of town, unrelated to comedy. But then I am on December 27th, 28th at the Comedy Zone. I'm gonna be opening for John Reap,
Hey,
Oh,
I'll
nice,
be
man.
there.
and Jonathan Williams is on that show.
Hey.
And
And-
the 31st and
That's
the
right.
New Year's Eve show.
We're doing-
Also, the three of us.
Yeah,
Just
it's
Congrats.
gonna be badass. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I really like John Reap. That guy's awesome.
He is
He's just a
great.
good dude, and I think he's funny. So
agreed.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
On both counts.
Just to go back to the idea that we sound different, we did this last week, but nobody really heard it. We got to give a shout out to Ted in the Comedy Zone for setting us up
Shout
with
out
the
to
new mixer.
Ted. Thank you, Ted.
Yeah, pretty great. We went to the staff
Holiday
party
last night. It was
Yeah.
very fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Somebody
How
got
was it?
toe up.
You didn't get invited?
No, I got invited, Jonathan. I just didn't go. I had something else going on.
The way you started saying, you looked at me funny.
Yeah.
No, I was laughing in my head because I remember last year I went and y'all weren't there.
Oh,
so it was
okay.
just fun.
Wait,
Like we
was
couldn't
I
go
not
the same
there?
place. No.
So did I get there late?
I
swore
feel
went.
like I did go, but it may have been like 10 or something.
I think it was late.
I either went last year or the year before, and whichever one I know I missed. I got there and I was annoyed. It was my own fault, but I was annoyed because
Yeah.
I had missed the the gift.
Oh, so maybe that was last year. Okay, all right. Because I remember while I was there, it was me, Joy Wills, Gail Murray, and I'm pretty sure Grace House
Oh,
was
right
there
on.
too.
Yeah.
It was just us to enjoy. I think were the
Sean Jones
Sean
and,
Jones. Oh right, Sean Jones.
Ray
was-
Money.
nice.
Yeah.
Ray popped up. Cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, shout out to Ray,
that.
by the way. He's headlining the Comedy Zone on like the 22nd.
December
I
22nd.
think.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So if you guys are around, definitely go check out Ray. He's awesome. That guy's. I love his success that he's
Yeah,
having.
he's great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He's very cool. We kind of mentioned this last week, and I wanted you to dive into it. You saw the special.
I did. Yeah, I saw the What Had Happened Was special by Jamie Foxx
I love the title.
Yeah.
on
Me too.
Netflix. Okay.
Is it fun? Like, we should say that people have feelings about it.
People have feelings about
Sounds
it.
like Jordan
I
has
have
feelings
feelings
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
You have to. Okay.
Oh my god! Now I'm nervous for Jamie Foxx.
No. It's gonna be good.
This is gonna be the takedown.
No. All right. So basically, what I'm saying is, I went into it with the wrong expectations. I went into it with the expectation of it being a stand-up comedy
Right.
special.
And
It
it's
is not that.
Yeah.
What it is a Jamie Foxx performance.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, when you think about everything that Jamie Foxx is, the impressions, the stand-up, yes, but
Yeah.
the storytelling, the singing, the musicianship, if that's the word. Like,
I think he's one of like the top 5 most talented people in Hollywood.
yeah,
Based
yeah,
on what I know.
100%.
Yeah.
Great.
The character acting, like all of that, everything we know Jamie to be was on display there.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking at it from that lens, this was the perfect body of work for him to put out, for someone to basically reintroduce themselves to the public eye after being gone, going through the health scare or whatever.
And it
Like,
was a very mysterious thing that happened. Mysterious isn't the right word. We just didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Unless wasn't getting the same information. It just seemed like something happened. No one was talking about it. We didn't know what happened. Everyone was worried about him. But there was did someone get to him? I didn't know anything.
Yeah, and that was by design. He kind of spoke about that, like how his sister and his daughter really kind of kept him shielded from the public eye and make sure that information like that didn't go out. So he talked about that in the performance as well. And so it was great to hear from his perspective what he went through. There were some moments of it that I thought were funny and also very interesting, like him being Jamie Foxx, having to go through rehab and being this larger than life figure and having to learn how to walk again. and like making that kind of funny. I was like, man, I would have loved to have heard more stand up material around this, but that's not what this is.
Straight comedy about it.
Yeah.
Was there a section of it that was like, this is stand up, or was it just he was just funny throughout it here and there?
Well, so he was kind of weaving in and out of it. Like there was like serious moments, there was like the funny stand up moments, there were the musical performances. Like he midway through or so, he did a song with his daughter. Oh, wow. And so it was just all kind of like going back and forth and like going through highs and lows of that. And I think, Jonathan, you would have probably liked it because you really have to have like a relationship with the black church to appreciate certain moments.
I assumed that sentence was not going anywhere sincere. Jonathan, you would have liked it. I was like, all right, where are we going? Land the plane. Get there.
No, honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think you would have liked it.
Really?
Yeah, because there are moments where he's really talking about how it brought him closer to God and conversations he was having with God during certain moments. And I think you would. Okay, I don't want to say you would have rolled your eyes. I wouldn't have said you wouldn't have rolled your eyes at it. I think you would have. Maybe you would have rolled your eyes.
Maybe had some reservations.
Yeah. There we go.
Because I don't. I at least hope I don't. I don't. I try not to be like an actual like dick about it because I don't. I
think we've heard enough of I'm being sincere. We've heard enough conversations about this to know that there's a certain chip on your shoulder, and therefore we can assume some.
There's a chip on my shoulder, but it's also like extremely close to me.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
So.
I'm a little frustrated by some people who have been kind of knocking it. This special.
See, that's if you're looking at it as a comedy special, it's not good. I'm sorry, I'll say that. That is not.
But I guess my question is like, who defines what a comedy special is, right? And then also, what did we laugh throughout? Were we entertained throughout? Like,
I would say entertained, sure. Laughed, no.
So it wasn't wall to wall jokes.
No,
so therefore
not at all.
It didn't qualify as a.
You know what it kind of reminds me of in a way. Although I would say it's better. Do you remember Nanette? The stand-up special Nanette.
Nanette.
Yeah.
Nanette. Pardon me. By I forget the woman's name.
Gadsby.
Yeah.
And it kind of like introduced the term clapter.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of that.
Gotcha.
There were a lot of rounds of applause and like Jamie having to take a beat because he was getting emotional on stage and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Was it billed as a stand-up special?
So here's the thing. I think initially it was, and then I think from what I heard, Netflix went back and updated
after they had posted it.
Yes.
So they just kind of blew it on the front end. It sounds like.
I don't know, because maybe even Jamie was wanting to promote it or push it as a comedy special, and then maybe they saw the feedback and they kind of reflected and was like, all right, maybe that's not the most accurate description.
My initial reaction to all of this and some of that other stuff online was, who's the gatekeeper of what is a stand-up special? I have a little bit of like, what, every single special has to be just strictly joke after joke. We don't have any time for any other emotional beats or whatever it might be. I mean, let's look at I'm absolutely going to forget her name. Tig Notaro.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She had a special where she goes very, very deep into her medical issues. She takes her shirt off, and you know what I mean? I mean, that's pretty performative and not necessarily. She is a great joke teller, obviously, and storyteller. So does that?
Are you talking about?
Does
the
that
one
then
from,
now disqualify her as it being a comedy special?
Of course,
you know what
obviously
I mean?
not. But
That's why I'm kind of.
But it sounds like it wasn't even necessarily funny. The one you're talking about, like
I would say the stand up portions of it I thought were funny.
Okay.
But then there's parts where he's like doing character impersonations because he's played like so many like people, and he was talking about there was parts where he was in rehab. He was described being in rehab, and I think they were doing a mental evaluation, and so he said he spent a week acting like he was Dave Chappelle and spent a week acting like he was this person and that person. So then he would get into the character. But when he would get into the character,
why was he doing that?
Because I think they were like
he was having a breakdown. Or?
No, I think he was like messing with like the nurses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just being fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
But then when he would get into those characters, it wasn't like he was like putting a unique spin on the characters. It was like he was just like quoting things the characters had already said.
Where the
and
whole
then
thing is just like, wow, he's good at it.
Yeah, exactly.
like kind of
like
the
basically
whole-
him just kind of like regurgitating things that they had already said and just showing like, yes, I can do this character really well. And it's like, okay, that's impressive,
But who cares?
but that's not fun, especially like when you drag it.
Yeah.
Because it felt like each one, I felt like, oh, all right, I got it.
To me, I don't even like. To me, that's not even an impression. That's like a, I don't know, impersonation or something like that. An impression is when you bring, in my mind, a good impression at least, is when you bring you bring something to it. You bring like a point of view or like an angle or something. It doesn't even have to be something that's clearly articulated, but
Sure.
there's got to be like
impersonation is
you're doing
is
something
word for
with
word.
it. Like
okay.
you're actually doing something because I don't care if
Yeah.
you can just sound and act like someone. I don't care. It's like what you said. I'll be like, wow, that's impressive. I have no further thoughts or interest in seeing this.
I agree, but again, if you're thinking about it as a Jamie Foxx experience or performance, then he checks all the boxes.
Sure.
Because that it really did display everything that he, in my opinion, everything that he is. And so,
Yeah, he sang a song, but he didn't sing a funny song.
yes.
Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
Near the end, near the end, he actually did sing like a funny song.
Yeah.
So I will give him that.
Interesting.
I think it's just people coming in with expectations.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if it's billed as a stand-up special,
it is
I
billed
do have expectations.
I would agree. I would go halfway in between what y'all are saying, and I would, or actually, it may be kind of what you're saying, Jordan. Is like, I agree. Like, screw the gatekeepers. Anything can be anything.
Yeah.
Like, no one gets to
That's kind of where
say
my head's
this
at,
is
but-
what something is. But I also think calling it a stand-up special becomes, I don't know if right or wrong, but becomes kind of meaningless if it's not funny.
Yeah.
Calling it that, because it's like, what are we even saying then?
Yeah.
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 I get it. I got that's.
It,
fine.
I'll
I'll
say,
allow it.
especially if it's not, I'll put it that I'll actually modify it a little bit and say, if its priority is not being funny, if the intention behind it is not largely or mainly or whatever to be funny, then it's kind of like, all right, maybe that's not a useful thing to label it as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the goal, I think one of the main goals or the main goal has to be funny for calling it a stand-up special to mean anything. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
guys, I'm all on the Steve Martin Short thing or whatever. So they
Right.
do like a 2-man show kind of a thing,
Right.
And they do a whole bunch of different things,
Right.
They sit down together and they kind of interview each other with like slides and pictures behind them. Steve Martin plays banjo with his band. Martin Short does some music with a pianist and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, is that
Say
a
pianist or penis? Actual question.
pianist?
I didn't know whether you said pianist or penis. I thought you did. I was
Yeah.
like, that could be like a weird musical. Okay, go on. I really was not sure. 1,000,000%.
I'm gonna let it go.
How generous
I'm gonna
of you.
move
What
on
the fuck-
because I would normally make fun of you for being that stupid.
Oh shit. Okay.
Look at him. He's like, all right, can I continue?
Yeah, you could have that whole time.
The whole time I could have done it. I'm getting back to the idea that it is a whole like was a song and dance. They do characters, all this kind of shit. So is that considered a stand-up special?
Well, is its home base laughter? You know what I mean?
for them, for
Like,
sure. It
then
is.
then
Yeah.
I think that's sort of the dividing line. Is if laughter is kind of where you keep going back.
Yeah.
Then I also don't have super strong feelings about it. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what's
just
funny? I don't think I do either. but
yeah,
it's just,
and just
for
because
sake
we're
of the
talking about it, I'm
conversation,
trying
yeah.
to find a way to make sense of it being categorized. I don't super care. But
I feel like it's more of like a variety show, which is
Yeah.
fine. But like,
yeah.
what's wrong with just calling it that?
Right.
If it's not stand up, then don't call it stand up.
marketing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna actually let's draw this conversation out to that because of how important that is, right? Not
Marketing?
that none of us have Netflix specials yet,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think we're in the middle of doing some things where marketing is like super important. Social media, I think marketing.
Little teaser.
Yeah, it is. I think I don't know. What do you weigh marketing into being a comedian today?
Well, stand up is very popular.
Yeah,
So they probably are looking to call as many things stand up as they possibly can.
I mean,
that's fair.
all right, fair enough. But also, if you're Steve Martin, do you need that?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Steve Martin is a legend.
Yeah.
And however, I mean,
He would say he doesn't do stand up.
he would say he doesn't do. That's true. That's another question. But I'm also thinking like, how many people? I'm sure. I'm sure.
No.
We'll come back to that in a second. But I think this actually has to do with what we're saying is like, how many? I'm sure several Gen Z kids know about. I'm sure there's a sizable number of Gen Z people who know about Steve Martin, but I think there's also probably a sizable number of Gen Z kids who don't know who that is at all.
Sure.
So having some kind of hook for them to watch it does matter.
They may know him now, and I mean this sincerely. They may know him now from Only Murders in the Building because of
or maybe Pink Panther
Selena.
when they were a kid.
Yeah. I just think Selena probably her being on.
I believe that.
That show,
no, I absolutely believe that.
Introduced somebody like, oh, she's with these two old guys. Meanwhile, these guys
and
are
so
two
variety
legends.
show might not be quite a draw for a 22-year-old or whatever, even if they do like Steve Martin. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know.
I think that's a really good point. Variety show. There's some
feels
people who
very
probably
old.
don't. Yeah, it feels old. They
In
probably
fact,
don't know
I'm
what
going to
that
be
means.
honest. I hear it and I'm a little bit like, yeah, maybe, but
Yeah.
not tonight. Like,
Because
funny.
this is something that happens every year that I didn't even really know about. There's always variety shows around Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah, like Michael Bublé has a variety
Casey
show.
Musgraves.
Casey Musgraves. There you go.
It's
So
very
it's
fun.
what's really interesting that I'm like, oh yeah, they sort of exist. I think Maya Rudolph, she at least it may have been her and somebody else. I think they had a variety
She's
show.
so underrated, dude.
For what? Totally agree.
I
Yes,
love her so much.
She's spectacular.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, I anything to pump her up. I think she's fantastic. So I think I'm leaning more. Kind of the loaded question was, I think marketing is as important as it's ever been, maybe even more so.
Yeah, I think so.
You know,
Because everybody's putting a stamp on everything.
Yeah.
And you got to stand out somehow.
Yeah.
I got fired from a copywriting job. I don't really.
But I don't like that, because if you are not even claiming stand up, then don't try to profit off of the culture, right? Because
Well,
we just saw no. I understand.
Oh
But
no,
this
I'm
reminds
agreeing
me-
with you. I'm
Okay.
agreeing with you. Yeah.
But this reminds me of not too long ago. Do you remember like what happened with Tommy Richmond? He has that song called $1 Million Baby. This was recent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So-
I'm with you so far.
I don't think
If
I
you
know.
are familiar with the song, yeah, he's not rapping, but he's singing. But kind of, you could
has a
tell.
flow.
You could tell there's like a hip hop, like R&B kind of influence or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he was nominated for like hip hop song of the year, and then he made this statement saying, "I am not a hip hop artist."
You know who got mad about that? Rightfully, I think a couple years ago, Tyler the Creator.
Good, yeah.
Because Igor
Yes.
was nominated for hip hop or whatever. Did they call it rap or hip hop? I can't.
I think
remember.
they labeled it. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
but either way, and he's just like, no, there's not there. I don't know if there's any straight up rapping on
Yeah.
Igor. It's
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
all singing, and so he was like, just because A, I do rap, and B, I'm black, like you know. So
Yeah.
that is I'm okay if we take that and apply that to stand up. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like you built your career, or at least launched your career with stand up. So if you don't want to be a stand up now, okay, fine. But then just stay away from it. Don't try to leverage the art form of stand up if that's how you really feel.
Well, I wonder if how often the comic or the whoever, Jamie Foxx, whatever we want to call him right now, performer, I wonder how much he was clued in on this. Probably he was, because he's probably very involved with his career. But I am.
you mean like the feedback?
Maybe not just Jamie Foxx at all, or specifically, but just like, I don't know if every comic or every whatever who has a Netflix special or something like that, I don't know if they're even really part of the conversation of what it's going to be called. I don't know. Maybe they always are. Maybe they're not. I don't know.
My guess is that he is a big enough star that he's pretty heavily involved.
That's kind of why I was taking it, making it more general.
But I also don't know, because I know big shows that are still heavily influenced by the production company.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? By whoever's writing the checks. They're going to weigh in. They're going to put their fingerprint on stuff. But you also, I was agreeing with you a moment ago because look at every TikToker who's funny on TikTok, and then they come and put them, in a comedy club, and they call it stand up, and it's like, I'm not sure what we're seeing. I think they're trying to squeeze what they do into a stand up box, but that doesn't mean it's stand up comedy. So I'm hypocritical from what I was saying earlier for this very reason. It's like a lot of that stuff isn't. Yeah, it's not stand up.
Yeah,
so interesting. But I do think again, going back to like the idea of marketing is I'm still trying to figure it out. And this goes beyond just whether or not you call something stand-up or whatever, but it's the idea of marketing something. Like we talk about, I mean, we're pretty transparent in here, and like certain videos that we've put out where you have re-edited things as recently with a completely different sort of take on what I thought the joke of it was.
Yeah.
You came at it with, an engagement thing, I just think that's fascinating that matters.
And I did so good screaming mustard. I would never.
You did. I just
Two full bars, baby.
He said that. He has said 2 full bars to me
every time.
Every time it comes up.
I'm just impressed with the dedication of you to go to Bank of America Stadium and stand outside and record. That was phenomenal.
It was. I was. I'm serious about this.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Clearly.
But I mean, obviously, that's important, right? Like you are thinking about the world that we're in.
Yeah.
What makes doing anything hard today is like we're not just competing with other stand-up comedians. We are competing with other podcasters. We're competing with
literally millions of people.
Millions of people, friends. We're competing with that text notification you just got that's going to make you swipe and maybe pause the episode or the phone call you got or like everything that you could get notified about on your phone. Anything that could serve as a distraction. We're competing against that.
Who was Jake, wrestler, local comedian? No.
Jake Manning.
Jake Manning. Yeah.
He has he has this joke that he I'm not sure how much he's doing stand up now, but he has this one joke that I love that I'll always remember. And he's like,
I was gonna say, you do on stage.
What's that? Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it. I might ask. He says, I'm gonna butcher it, but basically the idea is how much less good art would we have in the world if Ernest Hemingway's typewriter had porn on it. He's like, I don't know if we would have gotten any of his
amazing.
Yeah. He elaborates a little bit more on it.
Yeah, he has more. It's a really good joke.
Yeah,
I was just summarizing it, but
there is so much to that, and the porn idea in particular, it really is like the best line of it. But it's all the things. It's it's the draw of Facebook. It's the addiction that our phone is. Because I do think I don't know if it's an addiction, but it is at the very least habit form. It's the weed of distraction.
Yeah, I'm saying addiction, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on that thing all day, and I don't want to be.
You know what it is for me?
That's literally that's basically what addiction is.
I am distracted throughout the day on it. One of my biggest issues is going to sleep. My thumb is just scrolling and it's like I exhaustion out into sleep as opposed to closing my eyes and going to sleep. It's terrible. I hate it. Yeah.
Doom scrolling is such like that phrase. Whoever came up with that nailed it. Like
it's pretty terrible.
So speaking of things being pretty terrible, we should, maybe we play some games here in a minute. But I'm thinking we take a little break. Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
I'm fine with that.
I'll freshen my drink.
Why was that?
I'm gonna powder my nose. I'm gonna powder my nose, freshen my drink.
Oh, we're all gonna powder our noses. All right, we'll be back in just a sec. Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
This time of year rolls around, and there's all one big question that everyone has for each other.
Oh, what is that?
Do you have December 27th plans?
I do, actually. Yeah. How about the 28th?
I actually have plans for both.
Really?
And there's another day that some people talk about, but I don't. No. New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
So I have plans for all of those days.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I do too.
You do too?
I'm at the Comedy Zone.
I'm at the Comedy Zone.
Wait, in Charlotte?
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
The Comedy Zone in Charlotte.
The 27th and 28th and 31st. I'm going to be there.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to be there too. Who else is going to be there?
John Reap, from what I hear, but
great
apparently
John
he's
Reap.
double booked us. So
Yeah.
I say as if we're both on the show.
We're on the show.
Just to
So come
full
to the
disclosure.
Come to the Comedy Zone, 27, 28. There's 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. We will be there for all those.
Yes.
And then New Year's Eve, a big Comedy Zone blowout. New Year's Eve, John Reap is the headliner for all of those dates. He's fantastic.
he is. I have. He's a delightful, hilarious man.
Yeah, and he's got 2 delightful, hilarious men on his show with him.
We'll see you there.
And if you don't want to support the white man on the 27th, you can come to my black comedy show, the Friday after next stage play / stand-up comedy show featuring me, Leah Lynn, Tyrone Burstyn, and a bunch of actors who names I unfortunately don't know right now.
Listen, like, I want to be like, no, come to our show instead, but my white guilt, it does not.
You're right.
I
That's
can't
what
do
I
it.
bank on.
I can't do it.
Your white
I
guilt
can't do it.
and all of our fans' white guilt.
Yeah,
Because
so,
I know I
honestly,
haven't
just-
checked the demographics.
just go-
I'm pretty confident.
Just go to Jordan's show. All right, just go like
just on the 27th. You can every other day check them
Yeah.
out. But on the 27th, come to my show.
Hey, we're back. We're here. It's Zoning Out,
All right,
presented
you
by the Comedy Zone.
really stepped
and
the
we
energy
did it.
up on that
Well,
one.
listen, I came in real not hot at the
Yeah.
beginning, and I'm trying to make up for that. And because what happened is that I haven't sort of been in the driver's seat in a minute
Yeah.
on the show, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then we started. I was like, I don't know how to do. I don't remember how to do this.
It's so funny. You're much more assertive with this reintroduction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
it was by design.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, we did it. Hey, Jason, did you have something you wanted to say? I'm back to it.
Yeah.
It's like you
Backing
wanted
off.
to talk,
You
I
were-
think, right?
okay.
Yeah,
Christmas.
I did. Yeah, I wanted to talk about because listen, when this comes out, it'll be a couple days before Christmas. I can already tell by the way you guys look. I'm excited about. I like Christmas.
Yeah. I also
You guys like
Christmas.
It's cool.
Okay, all right.
It
good.
feels good, man. It's like
Yeah.
there's a energy that comes with it. that
It's
feels
fun with a
nice.
kid too. That makes it
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it like feel like real again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Because Christmas as an adult is still cool, but it's just like, okay, this is nice, but let's just hang out. You know?
Yeah.
But then you get
Yeah.
a kid like, oh my god.
So do you go all out? You get Nora a bunch of shit, and she's got 2
I would if I had
families
money.
to go through.
No, she ends up cleaning up.
Yeah.
Between, she has 2 houses. She has 2,
She's
nice.
the only.
she's the only
Granddaughter.
granddaughter
Okay.
in the whole.
Oh,
There actually no. I'm sorry. There is one like 1-year-old in my ex's family.
Okay.
I
I was gonna say this. Nobody really likes her. Is that what it is?
It's just she's not like in my or
Yeah.
he is not in my life. So it slipped
Got
my mind. But
Got
It's changed for like as we're adults now. Christmas is different than I still love it. I think
Yeah, but it is
it's
different.
fun to watch the kids go. Bananas.
that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
makes it like that is one thing about having a kid that like I think is undersold a little bit.
What's
like the getting to sort of like relive stuff with them is pretty fun, man. It's
Yeah.
pretty fun. Like,
Do you have a favorite present you ever got? I have one. If you want me, I can
I have
start
a
talking
favorite
about
present that every year I hoped I got and I never got.
Oh, that's better. Yes, please.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Please. talk about
Sega
it.
Genesis.
Oh,
I wanted a
wow.
Sega
man.
Genesis so bad.
Yeah.
I got a Game Boy, which was cool.
That's pretty good.
I was
Pretty
happy with the Game Boy, but that year I was like sure. I was
Yeah.
like sure. I don't know why I was sure. I don't know why I was so confident, but I was like I'm getting one. This is it. This is the
Yeah.
year. And I got a Game Boy, and so I hope I wasn't a little prick about it. I don't think I was.
Yeah, you probably were.
I actually don't think I was.
I don't mean you. I mean we, just as kids. I'm sure
Right.
we were
Yeah,
a little bit
exactly.
Yeah, but it didn't. Game Boys are fun.
Honestly, that was probably the smarter move. It's mobile.
Yeah.
You take it with you. I was probably their parents were probably thinking the hell of that
Yeah.
one. I can tell you.
I think it's just less expensive.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can
think
tell
that's
you,
what
Sega
happened.
Genesis was awesome because I
Yeah.
had it.
You
Oh, I know because you're a piece of shit. But here's why I jumped past that is because I can relate or like I already have that feeling you're trying to create because my next door neighbor, who was my best friend, he had like everything.
Yeah.
And we weren't
he or she sounds like an asshole.
he wasn't actually. But he was just like,
I'm gonna push back on that.
you don't know McLean scales.
He doesn't need everything.
That's his real name. Yeah. Greenville, South Carolina, whites. That's what they do. But so I went over to his, I forgot about this. I went over to his house like on Christmas Day one year, and I had gotten Aladdin, the movie on VHS.
Yes.
And I went
Jason, have you ever heard of Aladdin?
I've heard of Aladdin. Yeah.
Well, I just, whatever. I went over to his house, and I was so excited. I knocked on the door, and he came to the door. I was like, McLean, I got Aladdin. And he was like, me too. And a Sega Genesis.
Dang.
I was like,
did you just throw the movie over your shoulder and run
in my heart?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We were fine. We weren't struggling. I don't know. We were okay. We were solid lower middle class.
There you go.
Yeah. But then next door was solid upper middle class.
Oh, okay.
It was a weird thing where we were next door neighbors, and it was very different there.
Yeah.
So I had definitely developed some I don't know, some kind of complex.
Keeping up with Joneses kind of thing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you have a favorite gift or one that
he was
you wish
also
you had?
so good at sports.
I did.
Fuck that guy.
Man.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. When's the last time you spoke to him?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
He was. I never actually had any problems with him.
I bet he's struggling. Just so you know,
he's not. I guarantee he's not.
Life's hard on him. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No. My favorite present. Probably.
I love you, McLean. I miss you.
That was a lot.
But yeah, I absolutely think that was a lot. My favorite present. All right, if we're talking Christmas, then my favorite present would probably be a Nintendo 64.
Nice.
Yeah, that was also the year I found out Santa Claus wasn't real.
No.
Is that why they got you a Nintendo 64?
No, because I went in my mom's closet and found the Nintendo 64, so it was me.
Yeah.
But also, I was 10, so it was okay.
It was about the time.
It was enough. Yeah.
I actually had a Nintendo 64
Do we have kids
because
that
I
listen
saved
to
my
this?
own money for it. I lifted myself up by my bootstraps.
Oh, finally.
Don't let Nora listen to this episode, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you do? Did you mow lawns or make lemonade?
No, it was just it was just a long game with allowance,
Okay.
I just did random little regular chores, and then I got paid however much money per month. I don't remember. And I was just very frugal with it. And that's the last time I was ever frugal in my whole entire life.
Wow. All right. Did you save up the $200 or however much it was, and then go to the store, and then you found out what tax was? It was
No, I knew. I was ready. I was prepared.
The government sucks.
I was. Yeah. And that's how the Unabomber started.
Jonathan's like, I'm not giving McLean money. He's already got money. Why are you taking my money?
Wait, in this scenario, is McLean
that would be such a funny
president?
origin story. That would be amazing.
That would be pretty good. That's a good story. Let's talk about
Taxes,
this later.
man.
Oh yeah, well, we're gonna get to it.
All right, so Nintendo 64 was a good one for you.
That was my best Christmas present.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about best present ever, though, I know when my parents got their tax refund one year, they got me a Game Boy Color, and that was pretty awesome. We went to Applebee's after too. It was I remember that day vividly.
Very
Damn.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you play it there?
Yeah, I had Pokemon Yellow.
Nice.
That's adorable.
I had regular ass Game Boy. We're
Oh, you had the gray one?
we're pretty close in age, but that's a pretty big divider right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
I had Game Boy, OG Game Boy.
Playing black and white.
Yeah. It was.
You Jason?
Yeah, it is Jason Energy
Well,
for sure.
I'm gonna blow you both out of the water with the story.
I at a certain point the little back over the batteries broke off, and I started putting tape over it. I feel
okay, yeah.
Everyone got to that at a certain
that's
point.
everybody.
The tape on the back of the Game Boy was it was a rite of passage almost.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I had friends who had the Commodore 64.
I don't even know.
All right.
I know.
I've
what
heard
that
of
means.
it.
You've heard of it. I know. Neither one of you guys know. We didn't get that, but I will say even before that, we were the first family that got the Atari.
Nice.
Oh, so you're McLean.
Yeah, right.
You're the McLean.
But that's the only time.
Son of a-
That is the only time we ever got ahead of it. Like it just never, we were like same. Like there were 7 of us, and it was like a lot,
Right.
So I think my dad did fine, but with that many like kids, it was just a little bit more of a strain. But I remember we got Atari, and it was like mind blowing, where you had to like put it on the right channel on TV.
Yeah.
On 3.
Yeah, exactly. It was that.
Or
it was
4
amazing.
if you flip the little thing. VCRs. What
I know.
Right, am I right? VCRs. Let's talk about VCRs.
But I will say that wasn't my favorite. My favorite gift was they got me it was a sled. I know it sounds like I was born in the 40s.
It sounds like it's a Citizen
but
Kane.
it looked I didn't call it Rosebud. It was it looked like a snowmobile. But I was like, I was this big. I was 3.5 feet
so it was
tall.
like a big wheels except a sled.
But it was a sled.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
all
yeah.
black.
That's
it was
fun.
the greatest
Nice.
gift
I
for
love that.
like 2 months, and then 8 months later, and then it was an amazing gift. Like we rode that thing forever. It was the best.
Okay,
gift.
here's a question sort of based on that. What is the gift that seemed totally underwhelming when you got it, but ended up being like the thing you used the most and had the most fun? That's putting you on the spot because you have to think about it a little bit. But
I would go back to a bike again, like as a as like a little kid back before they only had bikes that were just like big kid bikes.
yeah,
I was one of the first who got the little bike, like a little bicycle.
Okay.
And
wait, in the 40s when you grew up, that was but for like you're not like that was a new phenomenon
that I remember.
Small bikes.
I was a little kid, but
okay.
like all my friends seem to have like regular size bike. I could be just wrong and misremembering because I'm a little kid, but I just remember everyone having big bikes. Okay. And then I got this little bike, and it was black and it was red. It was awesome. And then everyone was like, "What is? They make bikes like that?" Like. So then everyone wanted to ride it. So it was all big kids riding my little.
To be
bike.
fair, so this is. I mean, you
not a
did
short
live
thing.
you did live in Mountaintop.
Yeah, I was,
like that's.
Yeah, they were probably in the
It's
in
so
the real
amazing
world.
that your freaking hometown is named Mountaintop.
Yeah.
that is
Mountaintop,
that is
Pennsylvania.
just
Yeah.
masterpiece.
There has been flannel in my life forever. That's right.
Hey, flannel got too much hate.
I wear flannel a lot.
Yeah, but I don't understand why that ever was a thing of like flannel being not cool.
Yeah.
Flannel's amazing.
Listen, no
dig it,
no
I like
notes. I'm with you.
Do you guys do controversial questions? Do you guys open presents Christmas
let's go.
Eve
Oh, okay.
or Christmas Day, Christmas morning?
Both.
Both actually.
Like Christmas
Really?
We
Eve,
do
it's
one
like
on Christmas.
Yeah, one
right.
one or two
Okay.
on Christmas Eve, and then
All right.
and then stockings and the rest on Christmas
We
Day.
used to do that Christmas Eve. We don't do that shit anymore
Why?
because it's wrong. I don't know, actually. I don't have a real answer for it. And of course, it's just fun to make it controversial. But yeah, we would do one. I think it's because the little kids got so annoying to the parents. Plus, we would go to like my grandmother and like.
I think
so
that actually is what it was. It was like a fucking you can have one. All right,
yeah.
now go in the basement with all the other kids. Back when that was a thing.
Yeah.
No one goes anywhere with your parents anymore. We've talked about that actually.
So my dad's side of the family is like there's 4 kids in that family, I think, as well. Is that right? 1, 2, yeah. So then all of that, everyone had kids. Like my extended family is like really, really big on both sides, but on that side in particular. So we would all go to my grandparents, and they were pretty wealthy people. So that we would go, and like this would be the room. The whole room would be presents coming out.
Oh
under the
my
tree.
God,
It
yeah.
was like it was insane.
I never had that. That was never.
yeah.
That was never my life.
It was like, it was, we were adjacent to wealth. We didn't have, you know what I mean? It was like my grandparents and that or whatever. But it was just so much fun. There were so many kids. You know what I mean? We're all in the same house. Like they had a basement. They had air hockey and they had a pinball machine. So we would have tournaments with my family.
Yeah.
My aunts and uncles would literally play, and they had a chalkboard.
Was this McLean's house?
Yeah.
Because you're
It
describing
sounded like
McLean's house.
Wasn't my house. It was my
The
grandparents'
place was
house.
amazing. He had a room that was 4 games.
Yeah, it was.
It was a game room. That's what it was, or playroom, I think they called it. But
Yeah, we didn't have. We did have. We ended up getting that pinball machine. It was the best.
damn,
Yeah, we had a pinball machine in my house. For a
so
while.
did McLean.
McLean, yeah.
Honestly.
And in our Atari, we were pretty popular.
All right,
but-
he didn't have one of those. He did have Nintendo though with Duck Hunt, which is the funniest name, the funniest name for any video game ever.
Yeah, it's good. I remember liking it.
Wait, are you not following why I'm saying it's the funniest name for
No,
anybody.
I don't think I
because
get it.
it's so easy to say cunt when you're the cunt.
I never.
Yeah, no, I would have never thought
went
that's
there.
what you were getting at.
It's a thing. Like I'm not the only one.
No,
to.
you're just filthy.
I am. Well, I mean, if so, fine. But like, but it's so.
He so
like,
fights the joke sometimes,
He does.
doesn't he? He just doesn't.
does.
it's what am I? What do you want me to do? Be
I
like,
think you know what I think. I think you're. A
what
duck
do you
cunt.
actually want me to do in that moment? What's a better way? Fighting is the only thing to do in that moment.
I don't know. Take a joke. How about-
Okay, no, let's
You-
talk
you know
about
what?
No,
All right, yeah, no,
let's
there-
talk about
there is
this.
something to talk
Let's
about.
talk about
Okay.
this. What does that mean? Take a joke. What does that mean to you? Like, what is that? What is that?
You laugh with it. You take it, and then you give it back. You never seem to take the joke. You never be like, you never internally go, these fucking guys got me. You fight it too hard. Take the joke, and then you come back and you fight it. That's how I
Go
that's how I see
fuck
it.
yourself.
There it is. Yeah, that's what you got to take the joke. You be like, all right, fucking. Internally, it's like these fucking assholes. They got me. And then you're like, yeah, well, your fucking hair's funny.
I don't like it.
All right, that's fine. McLean didn't bust your balls enough. How about this? You guys have favorite Christmas songs?
Yes, Silent Night by the Temptations.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You
Yes.
had it ready to go.
Oh yeah, because the way that song starts is come on. I can't hit the note obviously, but it's
Do
amazing.
it.
No, I can't. I literally cannot. I do
Yeah,
not have that
try.
range.
It's gonna be awesome.
No.
Okay.
I forgot it was there, so I had to hit it. You didn't hear it. I did a rim shot. Anyway, all right. So
rim?
Silent Night by the
I know.
by the Temptations. See,
I backed off of
take
it.
it. Do you have one?
Um,
We didn't give that enough love. That's awesome, by the way. That's great. So, that's
yeah.
cool.
No, thank you.
Good work.
I have. I don't. Okay. I don't super love Christmas music. I'm not like against it, but I don't love it.
As a communist, tell us why.
I mean, I'm not even really necessarily going to fight that. But, no, it's just like, it's fine. It's whatever. But I do have one, or I guess it's actually
Just
two.
un-American was my. You got it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. So is that what you're talking about? What
Yeah.
I just did?
Yep.
It's it feels amazing to me when I dismiss it and move on. It's a great feeling.
Good job.
Anyway, so one of my favorite musicians, Sufjan Stevens, he has 2 Christmas albums.
If we could just go ahead and zoom in on Jordan's
No,
face
I knew.
right now.
I didn't even have to look, and I would know what Jordan's face was. I listen to some white music too. Is the thing.
Oh, okay.
And he has 2 Christmas albums, and I like them a lot. And
Does he really?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm also a fan. I like messing with him about it because
Yeah.
your face was.
He is sampled on a Kendrick song. Anyway, but
didn't know he had
he has 2 Christmas albums, and they're goofy and they're fun and they're silly, just like Christmas music should be.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And he like puts
But
a lot
he's
of.
not especially.
I think
goofy.
he sometimes is. He has a lot of sort of different sides to him.
Okay.
So
I don't think I know his full
yeah, clearly.
discography or whatever. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I'm like the old. I like old school. I like Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got 2 of the big ones. Right? I'm totally drawing a blank on them right now. But Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, that
Right.
one, and From Children 2 to 92. I can't remember that one either. The name of it, but those are what Nat King Cole is like absolutely amazing.
You know who makes good Christmas albums? Country artists. Country artists make fun Christmas albums.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see
They
that.
do. I mean, I have been on a huge. You guys have heard me mention her many, many times. Casey Musgraves kick.
You have.
And
been,
her Christmas album's pretty good. She has a Christmas album and a Christmas variety show album as well.
Yeah, we brought that.
Fred
Yeah,
Armisen's on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sia has a great Christmas album.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I like
came
Sia
out,
a
I think,
lot. I
like
haven't listened to her in a long time.
I think 2 or 3 years ago. I listened to it every year. It's kind of fantastic.
Never been
actually.
big on Christmas albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to hear like.
Honestly, me neither, really, except for my guy.
I don't
Sufjan.
usually like new Christmas songs. I actually prefer the older ones.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
There's
I like
those-
new takes. New takes on old songs is fun.
Yeah. I would say like anything Michael Bublé. I'm a big Michael Bublé fan. So anything he
that's
does,
deeply unsurprising.
I think is like his take on old standards. I think is great. But I like Sia's album is the only like new one that I'm like, okay, I'll allow it.
I'll admit it's hard to get the classics right. again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the only
Yeah.
one I can really think of immediately would be This Christmas by Chris Brown. I think his version is pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Well, no, what's up?
I've just I've
it
never
Chris
been able to
Brown?
move on from the Chris Brown thing. I've never managed to do it. I've done it with other artists. I listen to Kanye all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've talked about this, right?
But for whatever reason, the
Yeah.
Chris Brown one, man, I'm just like, I can't get past.
That's
it.
fair. I felt we
And
all
maybe I
have-
shouldn't. Also,
The footage and the pictures are a little rough.
I never. Saw
There's
them.
something
I never
about-
watched them or saw them.
Well, it was just pictures of Rihanna after
Yeah.
that. Where
Oh,
it was
okay. Right.
like pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It's-
Pictures.
yeah.
That's
Pictures
yeah.
were
It's
bad.
physical violence. That's a tough
Yeah.
one. Basically, Jordan, you're a shitty person. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Listen. Yes, the pictures were bad. Also, have you heard residuals?
I knew it was coming.
That was a real Ignition remix energy.
No. Whoa.
No.
That's not-
I mean the defense.
But also, but
because
you're
the
right,
whole
though.
defense of R. Kelly is what the Ignition remix.
Yeah, but you're right though, and it's funny how we like. I mean, I think we all, to a degree, pick and choose. who
Oh,
we'll
totally.
defend,
I'm
because
not
You're right.
innocent
I was
of
all
this.
fine with like getting R. Kelly out of here.
Yeah.
Some
But you're
people
just like, Chris, my guy.
listen.
I'll get us off this topic. It was there.
Pause.
I was willing to stay here.
you guys can keep doing it. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Die Hard. Let's debate.
Okay, all right.
I will take an odd stance on that whole debate, by the way.
Okay.
There's a lot of movies that are just taking place during Christmas, which I just find to be it's a big decision to do.
Yeah, that's a move.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not like
So why let's just say Die Hard. Why do you think that takes place on Christmas? I don't.
it could, like, just to give an example, it could have been Thanksgiving.
Well, that's what I'm
It would have
saying.
also
Why did they
motivated
choose
him there, yeah.
Why do you think they chose Christmas?
I think that I assume this. I mean, I'm thinking about it a little bit before this, but it's
sorry.
Go
Let me
ahead.
just for your answer to make more sense to me. I can't remember, like, how does Christmas play into it? I just watched it for the first time not that long ago, and I've already forgotten almost everything
So
about it.
he splits from his wife, and they got
Right.
2 kids.
Holly Gennaro.
Holly Gennaro moves out to LA. Right, we drove by the way.
drove
Nakatomi
by
Plaza.
Nakatomi
That was pretty
Plaza.
exciting.
She moves out there for a job opportunity. He doesn't go,
Right.
so he's coming out to like visit and
Try and
to
get her
some degree try
back.
to get his
Yeah.
get his marriage back or whatever. And whether that means he moves out or I can't remember if they
But
really
is it-
dive into that.
What is
So
yeah.
it's happening during Christmas time. He's coming there for
So that's-
Christmas.
Okay.
He's using Christmas as
So
the
that's
device.
a very thin device. And that, like, it sounds like
But there's a Christmas party. It's significant that the Christmas party is going on.
Yeah.
At Nakatomi's having a Christmas party because it's the end of the year, so they're talking about all their yearly sort of success.
so it's just infusing emotion, basically.
Well, I think it's emotion, but I think it's like there's a lot of plot to it. The building is otherwise it's under construction.
Well, that's more
there's
my
nobody
question.
else in
Yeah.
there. So because I think Christmas time is part of why that there's nobody in there.
Okay.
If it was a regular time of year, the party wouldn't be going on and nobody would be in the building, and therefore you
Right.
wouldn't have the boss and the second the
Sure.
right hand man. You know what I mean?
So you think it's more about plot device than it is about people like Christmas?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. But I do think this one is a lot about plot because the dialogue throughout, they constantly are referencing, he kills the guy and he writes ho, ho, ho on his shirt. And,
Right.
there's those, that's playing into a little bit of nostalgia, but also there's like, it's comedically, it's giving him.
So let's
Some
quickly answer the
landscape.
question that I don't actually care about, which is it a Christmas movie?
I say yes.
Okay.
If Christmas is happening during the movie,
Then it's a Christmas movie?
Then it's a Christmas movie.
I'm kind of
That's
with
all
you.
it
I'm
is,
fine
man.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm not very invested in that
Because
question.
My
but
stance is like if we're being strict and it has to be about Christmas, it's not going to be a good movie.
that's a
I'm sorry,
really
I
strong
don't-
point.
I don't like any movie that like is about the spirit of Christmas. All those
Elf.
are trash.
Elf is a great movie.
Oh, okay, all right, fine.
is
I'll
good.
give you that one.
On one
right.
reference.
Christmas
You're right.
Story? Do you like Christmas Story?
Not really. No.
Not really. Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no.
like it fine.
Wait, which one's A Christmas Story?
That's the you'll
With
shoot your
the
eye
leg
out.
lamp.
Oh yeah. That's one of my least favorites. Actually,
Yeah.
everyone loves it. That's one of my least.
It's
favorites.
fine.
Yeah. I do like the Santa Claus. I like It's a Wonderful
you?
Life.
The
Yeah.
Tim Allen
Tim
vehicle.
Allen, yeah, Tim Allen. I think it's great. I don't know
Everything
about the other
vehicle.
ones, but yes, the Tim Allen vehicle that is the Santa
Vehicle.
Claus.
You know, they got him his Oscar.
Yeah, I genuinely like that movie. Yeah, I think that's a pretty
It's
great
been. I
movie.
don't think I've seen it since I
I
was
think
an actual
Scrooge.
child.
Yeah.
Scrooged is. I would can say that it's it's a top like 25 favorite movies.
Really?
Bill Murray and Scrooge. That's a great
I'm
movie.
trying to think if I've seen it. I think I probably have.
If you haven't, it's
Just
it's
Christmas.
worth a watch.
Anything that's like Christmas, fill in the blank. I get bored thinking about it.
Yeah, like those like kind of like Hallmark.
Yeah,
kinda
I mean,
well,
like I include music, Christmas, Christmas
National
movies,
Lampoon's
Christmas, whatever.
Vacation. It's one of the best ones.
Fair enough.
Vacation movie.
I'm just saying, just in general, like
That's literally was playing when Jordan walked in.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
right.
the
You were
movie.
watching that. That's right.
kind of anything that's like holiday, fill in the blank. I'm like, all right, I guess.
So I hear you. I think the major exception to that would be Halloween.
Yep.
I just feel like that
Yeah,
just
no
ties
notes.
in too well.
No notes.
How the Grinch
Yep.
Stole Christmas, the original, fantastic.
That's
Stop
not what-
motion. I know, but I'm going back to the idea. But I mean, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that animation and the song and all that, fantastic. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the stop motion animation, Bumbles Bounce. Like,
All right. Maybe I came in a little too hot with my original.
Well,
take
I
then.
still
those are all
don't-
great. I think
it's-
they're
All right,
fun.
fair enough. All right.
I'm going to draw a little distinction between saying like that they're bad necessarily.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
It's just-
I got a lot in the chamber,
Jesus
guys.
Christ.
I love Christmas.
Jesus Christ, our Savior was born. So there's just something about it. Just even if it does end up being good, if someone's like, "Let's watch a Christmas movie," I'm like, "Could we don't though?" You know, or like, "Let's listen to Christmas music." Could we don't though?
It feels like you're tethered, right?
Yeah.
To a thing that you don't.
And it feels like
necessarily-
it's inherently novelty, even if it's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah, I
even
get
if
that.
it's good, it's still just like, or we could watch something that's just like regular good.
Yeah, nostalgia's big for me.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's a part of it.
I try-
Not that
I'm-
you don't like nostalgia.
Yeah,
or
I try
whatever,
not
but
to be like a freaking Grinch, but it is just like,
Oh, there you go.
another movie.
You're
no, that's
mentioning-
what I'm. Yeah, it's directly. Don't. No, that wasn't a crazy connection. Oh my
I
God,
thought it
he
was
did
fun. Yeah, I wasn't making fun of you. Lighten
I'm
up.
just no.
You're acting like a Grinch. You really are.
Okay.
And a Scrooge.
It's really like an interesting tension between the two of you this episode.
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know what triggered this, but I was just. But you made me think.
We got
of
drunk last night. It was that.
We did.
Oh, y'all were. That's true.
I-
That could be-
this
something
was a-
happened at this holiday party.
It was a rough morning. It was a rough morning for you, guy.
Oh man. You made me think of an interesting side point though, because there's a lot of things that have come into public domain as of late, like Winnie the Pooh, The Grinch.
Oh,
and
damn.
so they've been making these like horror movies based on these characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
didn't know
Mickey
that.
Mouse is maybe coming out soon.
That's
maybe it's
that
already
can't
came
be
out.
too long, huh?
Yeah, I think that one might be out
Oh,
now.
my God,
So
that's
they've been doing
crazy.
that. So the Grinch was one of those.
Wait, that's how that works?
It's 100
When
years.
it's public domain, yeah, you do what you want now.
You can't like re-up. It's
I
just
don't think so.
100
Works
years.
like that. I don't
is
think
just
so.
it? Even if you're still a working
100 years is a long time.
It's a
But
to
Disney's
bury 'em.
Disney's a working like brand, a working whatever. So you'd think that would be outside of that.
I think maybe what it is it's
I don't know.
it's like specific works, maybe. Well, but that would not go with what
so
you're saying.
You're
though.
saying this is happening.
Yeah, this is happening. And look, I don't know what all the rules are, but
Yeah.
I guarantee
We gotta look this up.
If Disney could have protected the mouse, they would have.
Yeah.
So there must not be
It's a
anything
good
they
point.
could do.
They're the most litigious company in the
Crazy,
world.
dude.
Yeah.
We even when I was teaching, like you had to be super careful about showing Disney movies
No,
because if they
kidding.
found out, they would sue the school.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I think I've heard that.
Unless you get like you can get permission.
Yeah,
but
I've heard it.
it's
nothing,
messed up,
nothing
dude.
better than
Yeah.
suing a
Isn't that,
school
isn't
for,
that messed up?
for promoting your product.
But
Meanwhile,
so
kids
what
are
do
watching Old Yeller like for fun. Jesus.
So what do y'all think of that though? What do you think of like taking something that's in public domain that's been like this, classic, known for one thing, and just turning it completely on its head
If it's any good, it'll survive it. Who
But
cares?
it's not.
No, I mean, no, that's not what I mean. That's what.
Oh, wait, okay. I
If
see
the
what you're
thing itself is so classic, it'll be fine.
Okay.
You're not gonna break Mickey Mouse by making Mickey Mouse porn or whatever. Like, you're not gonna
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I see where your mind went first. But all
Well,
right.
obviously, that is where that's Wicked.
Speaking of which, today's episode is sponsored by Wicked.com. If you go to Wicked.com on your work laptops, everybody, you can see a lot of great promotion.
Yeah. I think that I always had issues if people messed with Santa Claus for some reason. I never liked evil
That's
Santa
another
Claus.
one, yeah.
There was I remember there was something about Santa Claus and they dismissed the idea of Mrs. Claus. I can't remember what it was, and I was like, no one wants to think about Santa Claus on a date. Santa Claus is is a mystical figure.
I think it was Hot Santa. I think I know the movie you're talking about.
Above the fray.
What? Yeah, I'm like, what do we do? I didn't like that at all. Santa Claus, I think, needs to be protected. It's one of the most innocent, purest.
Santa
things.
Claus needs to be a part of the traditional family unit.
The nuclear
stand.
There is a war on Christmas and on the nuclear family of Christmas.
Yeah.
So, how about there was a movie that came out with the guy from Stranger Things, Hopper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking
oh God, what's his name? Why?
I'm sorry. Sorry, Hopper. I can't remember your
Matthew.
name. But so he plays Santa Claus. The girl makes the wishes. Santa Claus has a history of the origins of Santa Claus where he was in war. So he was a badass.
Uh-huh.
So then he goes and he has to fight John Leguizamo and his crew of cronies.
Oh,
it's actually great.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's a really great
yeah.
movie. It was one that I would normally push back on, but I was like, all right, that's kind of fun. Santa's killing fools.
Well, what are your thoughts on all that, Jordan? On taking these classic things and doing whatever to them? I just don't really care.
That's what I was about to say. I don't care, but I feel like I'm going to one day. There's something that I care about from my childhood that when I turn 80 and I see someone's
The idea of
butchering
something-
it, I'm
Do
gonna
you
do
think
that.
you can try and think
sacred?
of one? I'm gonna try and think of one
there's
too.
probably gonna
Maybe
be
I'll have one.
A Hey Arnold horror movie when I'm 80 years old. That's really going to probably piss me off.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yep.
Yeah, SpongeBob could do some stuff.
SpongeBob could cause some damage. Dragon Ball Z. If they try to mess with Dragon Ball Z,
Mighty
that's
Ducks.
going to ruin.
I just watched Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
All three.
I love Mighty
going
Ducks.
so
They are
funny.
not good movies, but I love them.
Yeah, I don't know. And Mickey Mouse is really interesting.
I'm not
too.
really thinking of anything that would bother me if they messed with it.
Yeah.
Maybe stuff now. Maybe
Moana.
Oh.
Kinda, maybe.
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I don't. Don't. Yeah. That's the one. You found it.
There it is.
Because that's because I have so much attached to that. We talked about it, right?
Yeah.
I saw it was right after Nora's mom and I had split.
Mhm.
Right, our first Thanksgiving after that was when we went and saw Moana. So that's
Yeah.
that matters.
It means
to me.
something to you. Yeah, that's right.
Sure,
And it's just a
Illmatic.
good movie. It's Disney's Illmatic. It was a late career Illmatic.
Yeah, right.
All right. You guys want to play some games?
Yeah,
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
The thing
You
we
guys-
were gonna do
Yeah,
15
wow.
to
I love that we-
90 minutes
Oh,
ago.
I got one.
Oh, talk
I got one. Okay.
You got a game?
It's kind
you
of like a
rather?
would you rather, but
Okay.
I read this on Reddit.
All right.
You get $25 million.
Okay. Can I interrupt just for 1 second? Just
I literally says what
no. It's because of the number you said.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I have to just say right now, I have thought about that. Would you rather with the $2,500 a week for the rest of your life versus I am totally wrong. $2,500 a week is 1,000,000% the answer.
Okay.
Because I think what I wasn't taking into consideration is that it goes for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you don't run out.
Also,
So you remember-
I may have gone back on mine just for the record.
So wait, what was yours originally?
I was saying $2,500 a week. We don't know if we're going to last more than 3 weeks.
Well, but it also doesn't matter.
I could die in 3 weeks. Give me $1 million right now. You know what I mean?
But that this
But
is
you
funny.
wouldn't-
This is opening back up.
We're not, okay, all right. But you get the $1 million. You're not assuming that you're going to die in 3
It's
weeks.
a-
And also,
That's right.
based on your
Odds.
perspective, or maybe it was your
It's
perspective.
an odds thing too.
You were
Yeah.
thinking about investing in anyway. So you weren't
That was
about to
me.
go live a crazy 3 weeks.
No, but what you're going to do is you're going to have immediate relief. I'm just saying. The idea that
dude, you're telling me $2,500 a week for the rest of your life isn't immediate relief?
Yes. There we go.
No. Of course it is. Of course it is. But it's like, again, let's say, I know that we've totally taken the opposite
I'm sorry,
sides of
George.
this.
I'm sorry, George. We'll come back.
Listen,
25 million.
it's
We're
fine.
coming
It's
back.
fine, yeah.
We're coming back.
It's fine. My thought was, I'll put it like this, and I don't want to like impugn, but someone who I know died of a car accident like a week ago.
Oh shit.
And I knew him fairly well.
Sorry to hear that.
My Lauren knew him very, very well. She just went through the whole funeral, the whole thing. He's 38. He was 38. He didn't know.
Yeah.
So do you want that $1 million in your bank account right now?
I don't think so because the odds.
That was like I really don't the memory of that guy that person.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But,
I get that.
But
Yeah,
it's
sure.
kind of top of mind right
Sure.
now.
top of mind.
Sure.
I think everyone will get that.
Just respectfully.
I think everyone will understand that. But like to me, the odds are that you're gonna, most people in our situation in life tend to make it into our 60s to 90s. 69. So
Nice.
like
I'm always okay with that.
So
Did you say nice?
Nice, yes. Nice is
Wow,
the answer.
We all came through.
Pause. Yeah, that's funny because I'm team 2,500 for sure, unquestionably.
I wasn't, and then things were like, oh man, but
It's
that
so
money now,
funny.
and you
We
can
both switched.
Yeah, you can like that immediate relief. All right,
You're still at
25 million.
2,500, right?
I'm
You're
still at
sticking with it?
2,500.
All right.
Because
so
I thought about it further. And
We all did. We took this.
Yeah, we did
with
this one
us.
sucked.
it's
Yeah.
the fact that it doesn't end is what
Exactly,
finally got, because I was like $1 million you can save for retirement, and then I was like, oh, but you're getting retirement as you're alive.
Because here's the other part. What if everybody finds out you have $1 million?
Then you got
Versus
people.
That's
everybody
true.
find out you're getting $2,500 a week. That's
It's like, oh, cool, you're getting a good salary.
yeah, right. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
That's a
And
good
I thought
point.
of that because I thought about Allen Iverson and his contract. And I might be butchering this, everybody listening at home.
Talking
but
about
I remember.
practice?
Yeah. But he was talking about his Reebok deal, right?
Okay.
I think he got signed to a lifetime contract. And obviously it's a huge amount of money because it's Allen Iverson. But it got
It's a flat
structured to where he only got like a certain amount, I think it was per year. Because they knew like Allen Iverson like had like this huge entourage.
I
or whatever.
had some
You had some
AI
answers?
some answers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool name. For
Answers
sure.
They
or
were
questions.
sick.
There was one. Oh yeah, I wanted the all white pair. I remember it. Whatever. But he would have blown through it. And I think there was a period of time where he was blowing through that, and so it made me think about what your contention was for the 2,500, and you felt like you would blow through that.
But you can't.
But that's kind of fine.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
yeah.
blow through it. I was like, all right, you got
that-
rough 4 days, and then you're back at it.
Yeah.
and then eventually, after hopefully a
Right.
month, you learn your lesson.
yeah, totally.
Yep.
Because you're right. Because every time you screw up, you get another chance.
Yeah.
You could. The one thing that could eat it all up is credit card debt. If you go wild with a credit card, but just don't do that.
Yeah.
But
You
that
could also borrow off that money, though. I mean, there's
There's
suddenly
tons of
there's
stuff to do.
so many
Yeah.
other things you could do.
So-
I worked with AI. Did I tell you guys that?
No.
Nice.
Yeah, this past summer actually. We did a spot for.
Was he
Peacock.
cool? I don't want to know if he wasn't cool. I like him.
Yeah, he was fine.
I was about to say, I believe AI. Even if you said he wasn't, I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
seemed. Some people just have a vibe of just
Yeah,
being
AI
good.
seems- yeah.
he's good. Even though, and he had kind of a reputation at a certain point.
I
But,
feel like
but I never
unfairly
bought it. I
yeah.
never bought it. Even when I was a kid, I was like, nah, he seems cool.
That's where I got this couch. This couch is in the spot.
Oh, really?
Yes, this couch is in the commercial.
That's
Holy shit! That
is
just
such an
occurred to me.
interesting thing about the film industry. I've heard so many people talk about how they just get furniture
Yeah.
from things they work on because no one wants it.
They bought it, and I might be wrong if it was in it because they had like 4 different yellow couches because the whole thing was it was Peacock, so we had a bunch of yellow things throughout the commercial. If you see it, it's a play on AI, obviously.
Yeah.
But with Peacock, and this was one. I think it was in it, but I'm kind of forgetting in this moment. But they were
That's
like,
awesome.
But I saw it, and I was like, man, that would look good in my house.
You
And I was
nailed
like,
it.
Can I have that?
It's
They're like,
it's literally iconic.
How about this?
In the most strict definition of the word iconic. It's in our logo.
This is also real. So I was like, I want that. They're like, okay, but we need it for another commercial the next week.
Okay.
So I had to wait a week because it was in another commercial that I don't know what it was, and then they brought it to me because they're my friends. Isn't that amazing?
That is
It's
awesome.
so bizarre.
There is. Let's not talk about this now, but let's talk about it next time. There is a whole thing right now in the news. I think Jim Carrey is the one right now who is in the news about, and it's more than one person, but he's the one who's in the news about openly saying that he came back and did whatever movie
for money.
because he just ran out of money. He's like, yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff and I needed a payday.
Sonic 3.
So Sonic 3, that's
Sonic
right.
3.
So let's talk. Let's try and remember to talk about that next time. It's really interesting to me. 25 million.
25 million, but you can only take 25 million steps for the rest of your life.
Oh my god!
If you go over that, you die.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's say. Well,
I there's so much math to do.
so many questions.
Well,
so
I
many-
mean, this can be done pretty quickly.
This
actually.
is
Think
pretty
about
simple.
it. 10,000 steps a day. is
Yeah.
well,
Wait, that's
but if you're running,
10,000 times 365.
That's what I'm saying. If you're
a
running,
6 mile
goes,
run is 10,000 steps or more.
so,
like
that's what I'm saying. You
I don't think so. I don't
you
think
probably
I'd
have
do
to be pretty sedentary. You would probably have to like use like a wheelchair for your major mode of transportation.
it. Yeah.
You can
I-
only walk when it's important.
I would be too. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where of several sort of scenarios we've talked about, the disqualifying factor for me is it would rule my life.
Yeah.
And I think that one would rule my life. However, if that was put in front of me, I'd have some friggin' thinking to do. You know what I mean? There's in this abstract, I'm like, I don't think it's worth it. But
My
then
phone's in the other room. Someone help do the math. Let's say 10,000 steps a day.
So that's
360
365,000 steps a year.
Isn't that 3,650,000 steps? That's
10,000 times
That's
3.
4 zeros.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it
You're
is.
right. Yeah, I did the
yes,
math
it is.
wrong.
That's 3
Okay,
million
you're right.
something. So that gives you 8
8 years.
Not even 8 years. Yeah,
8 years of normal.
Yeah, you
walking.
gotta be Wally. You know the people
Yeah.
in the Wally movie.
Skate, can you skate? Like inline skating? Does that count as like a
Give it to him. Sure, why not? Like, come on with that.
I'd fucking live
Okay,
in
but that
skates.
means your that
'cause
means
I
your
feel like-
life is skating now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, because you could like bike. That was my first thing.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
could bike a lot of places.
Do you have it like on your arm where it tells you how many steps you have left? Because that would be.
I think that's fair. I
Yeah.
think you should be
You
able
gotta
to
be able to
know
track
where
it.
you're at.
Oh,
yeah.
that might make it even worse.
Did you guys see that movie with the where they have it's time? So currency
how much
is
time is-
It's what's his name? Should have been May. Who's that guy?
Justin Timberlake?
Yeah. I couldn't come up with his name.
Mark that just in case.
Okay.
My God, that was incredible. To be fair, though, it got us there
You
pretty
guys
quick.
both
Yeah.
nailed it. Yeah. So he's in the movie, and I think it's
gonna
called
be me.
something about time, and it's you have it. The number, your clock is on your arm, and it's like so they're going to get food, like in a food line or whatever, and you're like you getting soup. And they're like, all right, it's going to be 2 minutes. And you're like, 2 minutes? It's just soup. And they're like, and then they click it, and then it knocks 2 minutes. Some people are like addicts and stuff, and they only have like 3 days. So they're like trying. You can get stuff, right? So when you work and stuff, they pay you in time.
They'll give you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of great.
It's kind of amazing, actually. It's a great.
I
It's a
think it
great
was-
premise. Whether or not the movie's good.
Yeah, I think the movie was like pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
remember it like being.
It
knocked
certainly
out, but
has
it's
like it has a gimmicky feel to
Yeah.
it, but I'm not above that.
Yeah.
The woman is who was the
Tilda Swinton,
no young blonde. She was in Mean Girls. She ended up being like the
Rachel McAdams.
Nope, she was ended up being the
Amanda Seyfried.
Seyfried. Yes, Amanda Seyfried. That's right.
I know
good
my.
call.
You know your blondes.
I know my blondes.
Also, I got to hang out with Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. Tell me everything
I am a name
and
drop
say
right
it
now.
slow.
She's great. She's it was very, very nice.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
She was dating her boyfriend. I don't think they were married. Was in Tusk. Oh man, I'm totally bricking on
Shia
this.
LaBeouf.
No, he's the
I'm going pure
you know
vibe.
the kid who gets hit a lot in dodgeball.
Justin
remember.
Long.
Justin Long.
Man, I'm
Really?
fucking
Wow,
crushing
you
tonight.
Are. Yeah, I'm so bad with names. But yeah, so they are or were dating,
Okay.
and so she was like around
That's
when
an
we were
I-
filming.
I
She
don't
was-
hate that couple. I like
No,
that's
I-
there's something there.
Justin
I like that.
Long, by the way, is awesome. Like
I believe
not
that. That doesn't
even
surprise me at all.
Close to he like hung out. We went to like Philosopher's Stone when that was open.
Right.
and like hung out and like we did like karaoke and shit, and like she came and had her dog, not there, but like other. It was cool. Anyway,
Stars, they're just like us.
Yeah.
All right, so 20.
I
I mean, it's got to be a no, right? I don't think I can do that.
unless there's caveats. I think I'm saying 8 years isn't a lot.
That's not a lot, and I don't want my life to center around wheelchairs and roller skates.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I mean, it's not
25 million feels pretty.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
no.
that sounds like a crazy number.
That's
to
what I'm
turn
saying.
down.
It's easy right now for me to say that. If that's in front of me, man, I don't know. I think my answer is I don't think it's the right decision to take the money.
Oh, that's
but
a good
would
one.
I? I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe.
All right.
You make it work maybe for that amount of money, you know?
I feel like you gotta try.
You might make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might take it. I don't think I should, but I probably would.
I don't want it. I don't think so. I like.
I think it's the wrong choice
Yeah,
to
it's
take
like,
the
we're
money.
all like pretty
Like-
happy in general. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, it's always this money thing, and yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, yeah, I want that. It's like
I
want
like
it.
walking.
Could I have?
I like walking. I like running.
Yeah,
kind of
same.
like being alive too. I'm a fan of that
Yeah.
as well.
I don't think I couldn't do it.
25 million.
That's a lot of money, but
that's
like,
life changing. Let's say that gives you next 10 years.
but
of
you
your
know what
life.
else is life changing?
Crushing it.
Walking.
10 years is a long time.
It is.
Wait, 10 years is a long time. What? Wait.
I'm saying like you don't get 10,000 steps a day. Some days you're hungover and you sleep till noon, like Jonathan today.
I did
And then
sleep
you-
real late. Was my employer listening? Because
No, that didn't.
I was
happen.
clocked in.
I'm just busting balls. Yeah. So that's
That's a tough one, man.
like how about this? You ask the same question to a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old.
Oh, of course, yeah, that changes. Yeah, if you're like 70.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
right. When you're yes, then it becomes easy at a certain
Easier,
point. I don't know
right?
what that line is, but
But like a 20-year-old is probably not going to do that.
Yeah. I would imagine.
a
probably
20-year-old might be dumb enough to do it though.
Yeah, that's fair.
probably what, like 50. I think if you're 50, you get that deal. You can.
Thoughts, Jason?
As not
Mark
a 50-year-old, I
Mark
don't
it,
know
mark
if I
it, and
can-
edit it.
I don't know if I feel good about this. I'm not 50.
You're not 50. That's true.
I can say that. That is true. I've been kicking it around a little bit, like a little long in the teeth. 25 mil.
25
Sitting down a
mil.
lot. I love sitting down.
Sitting down
See,
is
there
pretty
you go.
great.
Kind of one of my favorite things.
There you go.
Is there a way to like?
If I'm honest, I don't know if I get to 2,000 steps a day. I got 20 years in this. I might be okay.
What about like
I think the thing that would probably give me some pause though is, again, as I always go to, we are comedians.
It's true.
And we take like a lot of little steps just on
Yeah.
stage. That's adding up.
Is it it's like every step like
I
that?
feel like it's every step. So that's why you would have to like have
Yeah,
like
it's
a
every
scooter
step.
or a bike or something to
Yeah.
where like
Like
One of those
you
knee runners,
walk just
the
kind of
knee-
like that. Like that's
Yeah.
2 steps right
Stepping
there.
backwards.
Just
is a
like
step.
that's
Yeah.
2 more
Oh,
steps.
you go into like any like gather step, pivot,
and you
anything.
sort of stumble a little bit.
Yep.
Extra
All
steps.
that.
Yikes. That's a lot.
That is a good one, man. I think that to me, that's the one that of all the ones we've done, that's where the one that has like the clearest sort of like your answer should be no, but the strongest like, but I still
How
might.
about that? So we do this a lot where we tempt ourselves with money, right? What if we did it like the opposite? It's like, okay, you can make $35,000 a year, but you get to live to be 95 with the health that you have today up until 95. You know what I mean? Like, let's do this game the opposite, where like
Yeah.
you don't get to make more money. You're just gonna make the
Let's do
equivalent
that.
of $35,000.
Another
up to
fun
95.
thing, another fun variable to add into this would be, in this hypothetical, you are rich. You have $25 million. Would you give it up for fill in the blank?
Yeah, right.
And you have to consider the fact that you've lived your whole life being used to a certain.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun too.
Well,
Which one do we want to
I don't know.
I just think my sort of posing that question is about we're constantly in this game. We're driven by money,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit of a sad fact. But I also
Well, it's because the
totally
reason
on
that
board
we're
with it.
driven by. I think there's different ways of being driven by money. I think some people are just driven by money because they just want money, and they're just money people who want money and money and money and money.
I think that's me.
And then I don't think it is, dude.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it is. I don't think that's
I know what
any
you're
of
saying.
us.
I know what you're saying.
I
Yeah.
think we're driven by money
Yeah.
because we want to do what we want to do, and having money provides time and space.
Yeah.
That's what money's about. Am I wrong? Like, I think that's mainly what it's about. It's that it doesn't buy you happiness, but it allows you to be in the position to do the things that will make you happy without having to worry about it too much.
Well, so that, and it also covers the necessities, which is kind of more what I'm thinking about.
I mean,
It's
that's
like,
kind of what I'm saying a little bit, is that you don't have to worry about stuff. You can just pursue what you want to pursue.
oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I look at it in a similar way where I imagine like how sad is it for someone who doesn't have a passion
To just have
$5 million in the bank. They have no passion
Super
for
rich
anything.
kids.
So what do? Yes. Well, so that sort of
sit by the pool all day, do drugs.
I don't
which,
remember
mean,
who
I'll do
the
drugs
guy.
too, but
It's that one guy who's always like crying and shit. He mentioned that he's like no one wants to live their whole life on a yacht.
yeah.
You don't ever want to live your life on vacation, and I do believe that 100%.
Yeah, I do have some. I mean, I definitely have a bit of an eat the rich streak in me for sure, as we talked about earlier
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
However, I do have empathy, especially for kids who grow up like outlandishly wealthy. There is something that's a real bummer about that.
Yeah.
Like, is it
yeah.
enough of a? Is it more of a bummer than being absolutely in poverty? I think no, but
Exactly.
but it is its own. It's its own thing. It's its own problems, especially if you have if your family isn't close with you and you're just kind of alone in a sea of doing whatever you want.
I was about to say, I feel like that's more of a parenting issue because I could make a kid feel broke. I absolutely believe I could pull that
Dude,
off.
I have thought about that. Like, if I had a ton of money, Nora's not driving a freaking BMW. She's
No.
driving a Corolla.
Nissan.
Yeah,
Altima.
an Altima.
We just watched 50 Cent on Andrew Schultz's podcast where he talks about his son's name.
Like, I'm gonna
Maurice.
get her a car,
Oh, yeah.
probably. You know what I mean?
He said fame ruined my relationship with his son because son's like that $10,000+ a month wasn't enough child support or whatever. And I'm totally surmised. I just read headlines, but
Right.
Yeah.
you're right. There's something tragic
Yeah,
about that.
I do think that I would like, to a certain degree. I would buy her a car. I think I would probably, but it would be a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is a great car actually.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you can find that
It would be a
balance.
Kia Rio, which I drive.
You can find that balance of making sure like their necessities are met,
Yeah,
but also
and they're
if
a
you
little
want-
comfortable too, maybe
and
even.
comfortable.
Yeah.
You make sure they're comfortable, but if you really want that luxury thing, you got to earn that.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Well, there's to bring it to a football
or at least
analogy.
understand that it's not. I think that's what it is. I would want her to understand that this is not normal.
Yeah.
Because I think kids who grow up with like, what? Of course I have a brand new Mercedes and I'm 16. Though that's when it's sad for them and they become annoying people to be around.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
to some degree, feel like there was not wealth in my house. There was not.
Right.
However, what I did have was
An Atari.
an Atari. No, what I did have was that I felt, and I say this with all the gratitude in the world about it, is that I never have felt that I am going to be in a bad position.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I have
a lot.
brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, all who are very close, and no one's crazy rich, but I have a safety net. I have a support system around me that I am so grateful for, but I feel like I'm not going to be homeless. I just know I'm never going to be in a position. Listen, I got struggles. I have, I'm paying bills. I'm trying to, do stuff, but I know that I will be taken care of. I will have someone who will help me. I will get,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I kind of do feel what you're saying a little bit about I feel pretty protected, insulated, to be honest.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like,
I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
I think it's I guess it's like the idea of like you can treat your kid with do chores, man. Earn your allowance and that kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to learn a good work ethic, but I also do in the back of my head. I'm also like, I got a lot of support. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky balance, but
I wanted to also jump in. So as I mentioned a football analogy. This is something that's amazing to me. Talking about like wealth is going to take away.
Did we get answers, by the way? Did we all settle on no?
What exactly? Oh, about the 25 million, 25 steps?
I think right now in this hypothetical scenario, I think I got to say no. It just feels like monkey's paw. It feels like you're screwed if you actually agree to it. But man, that's a lot of money. But I'm saying no.
I feel like I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
25 million. That's hard to give
up. That's a lot of money.
I'm just gonna be crawling everywhere.
Well. Does that count as a step?
No, I feel like my rule.
The bottom of your feet.
Your feet have to touch the ground.
Can you like walk on the sides of your feet?
No, your feet have to touch the ground. So if your feet, you can crawl like on your knees.
Although that would be a nightmare too, actually, walking on the side of your feet. Like
that would be too.
Yeah.
Well, your feet. So with the rollerblades, your feet.
That's why I was kind of torn because like your feet are. It's like
Yeah.
Well, this is your scenario, so you make the call.
I'll let the rollerblades go. You can have them.
Okay.
You can have the rollerblades.
That does help.
I mean, you guys saw how Roller Girl succeeded.
No,
she
I
did
didn't.
fine. She don't know what you guys don't Boogie Nights.
Yeah, that's a great movie that I don't remember. What is it? Heather Graham. Yeah. Things don't go good for most people in that movie.
I would disagree with that.
Again, I'm clearly showing it is. It's a very good movie.
Paul Thomas Anderson, right?
Yes, love that dude.
No, I mean she's that poor girl is.
I figured something bad happens.
I'm not gonna. Anyone who's listening is like, what? No, she's like in a terrible situation in her life. Yes. Anyway,
hilarious, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. All right, it doesn't matter.
You guys want to do another one?
Let's do another one.
Do it.
All right. I kept bringing up the football thing. Arthur Smith's father invented FedEx. His dad's worth like $6 billion or something insane thing like that.
Oh, and like a coach or something.
Yeah,
right?
he's the offensive coordinator for the Steelers. The guy doesn't have to do anything. His passion's for football.
Yeah.
In spite of all that, he's still to the top of his game. Let's not automatically give his dad a lot of credit because, rich people. But it sounds like he probably did something right. Yeah.
Yeah. If it was able to inspire actual confidence.
And
or actual
also
passion.
probably had some connections that probably opened some doors.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So
I would say that.
But would you walk through that door even if you weren't motivated? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference. I
think offensive coordinator in football is a meritocracy. I don't think you get there without knowing your shit.
Totally,
I will say that.
But everything has advantages, though.
Yeah, I agree that. Yeah. He got in some doors.
If there was someone else who had the equal brains and everything to do it, but they didn't have rich parents, it's much more likely that the rich parents kid is going to get it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm on board. Okay. How about? This first one's like, I don't know, chintzy, so I don't know if I want to do that one. All right, how about this?
What word did you just?
Chintzy?
Fill us in.
Yeah.
It's like
sounds like a slur, to be honest.
It does kind of sound like a slur. I don't think it is. Shit, if it is, I'm sorry. Chintzy is like fragile. It's like
It's an adjective.
Yeah, it's like you pick it up.
A little dicey.
It falls apart in your.
Okay. Unstable.
It's
something.
Put together well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up, see if it's okay to say, and possibly start saying it.
All right.
But probably not.
This one is all right. If you got kicked out of the U.S.,
okay,
you got kicked. You're like, you're out. Yeah. In which country would you choose to live? As you are right now, your income, what you do, where would you go?
And once you choose this country, that's where you live.
You got to live.
You don't
there.
get to change it again.
Yeah.
Just off the dome, France.
Oh, interesting.
Because I've spent.
That's right. You've been there.
I spent what's it called? School.
Yeah,
study abroad.
He's doing fine.
Yeah.
He's doing fine.
I got a scholarship for that. Thank you very much. Every penny of that.
You're doing fine.
You got a handout.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm not that infuriates me. That not applied to me.
Yes,
Not
this
applied
is
to me
great.
in general. This whole like handouts. Fuck you. The government's there for a reason to help people. That's the whole fucking point. Anyway,
Some would disagree on what the purpose of the government is.
I know. I know. There's a lot of them.
Let me just say, I also got scholarships, so it's all good.
I was neither smart enough or good enough at sports to get scholarships.
I believe that. No. France is really cool.
See how I took it?
I
See
know-
how I took that?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna do. I'm never gonna do that.
Okay. Go on. What were you finish your fucking thought?
My very simple, basic thought, which was just that I was in France and I liked it, and I don't speak the language like I used to, but I feel like I'd pick it back up.
Okay.
And it's just a lovely country. It's a great place to be.
I was about to say, I'm gonna be boring. I'm just going to go to Canada.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair. Canada's cool. Probably I've never been.
Yeah, I would go to. I think I'd probably do Vancouver.
I was gonna
though.
say
But
Vancouver.
Yeah,
Probably badass.
Why? What? I just don't. know.
Beautiful
Because-
city.
yes.
Cities.
beautiful, and Toronto's beautiful too. But I feel like Vancouver might have better weather since it's like West Coast.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would
You know
want to
it is
go.
up.
Probably right. Actually.
I would want to go like to Montreal. I think just for the same because it would then have that French aspect, but
Well,
also
I mean, you guys can. It's the whole country. You're allowed to go to all the cities.
Well, but we're gonna have to like settle in like one city.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
gotta
like
move.
we're going
can
all
you
over
can
the
you move?
US
Can
now.
you move within that country?
Essentially, it's like you're given 42 days to move all of your shit to Canada. You're no longer allowed in the United
But
States.
once okay,
Trump saw the
So
last
it's-
podcast episode. You're out of here,
That's right.
Jonathan.
honestly, if someone would just
happened.
make the decision for me,
And you can't go to
You know what
Canada
I mean? Like, I
because Drake is up there
I'm not-
and he heard what
I'm
you
not-
said.
I'm a fragile op.
You are
like
fragile
Steve
op.
Lacey. Unbelievable. But yeah, okay. So you can't. So you live in that country for the rest of your life, but within that country, you can do
Yeah.
whatever.
You're Julian Assange. You
Oh,
can only
wait.
go-
So we can't live in the U.S. because we come back to visit?
No, you're out.
So it's
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
over.
mean, that's just yeah.
Yeah.
That's not part of our decision, though. So that's just a thing.
Your family can come see you. That kind of stuff.
I feel like that should be part of your decision because then how cheap or expensive would it be for your family to come see you?
No, well, no.
get that.
I'm saying, but oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, I think France probably.
I would say I loved visiting Spain, but I think I would have to go to like England probably. I think it would be my choice. That just seems the most logical.
Because you
I don't-
speak English.
Go speaking English.
Honest question.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
Well, why not? Why
I
not?
could
Like,
probably get by in Spanish. I think I picked it up pretty quickly when I was there. But I would say
so why not
I just like Spain.
New Zealand or Canada or
Australia.
Australia or
Proximity.
lots
in
and
Europe.
lots of countries in Africa.
Yeah, I just think it's probably the most
Europe's cool. It's
closest
cool being in
to-
Europe.
Yeah, closest to sort of American, what you know.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where my head goes for that. I think.
Fair enough.
But I like for me, like the sexier option would probably be Spain. I love Spain; it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it'd have to be England.
I'm feeling pretty good about. Yeah, I think it's France is it.
If Canada was a little further south, I would probably consider it. It seems cold.
This seems a little.
That's
cold.
why I think Vancouver might be okay though, since it's like
Although
Pacific Northwest.
I mean, climate change maybe. Canada might be within 50 years.
See,
That might
I think,
just be
yeah.
a normal temperate climate.
Ooh, that's fair. All right, so we'll finish on this one because I'm curious if it's going to be a little harder question for you guys to answer. If I had to guess, couple follow ups. Do
Okay.
you have a favorite,
God is real.
Do you have a favorite joke? Would you ever sell it? And what comedian would you want to have the joke because they could make it better in some way or it fits them really well?
So, but we don't even answer the third question. If there's layers to this
There's
question,
layers to it. Do you have a favorite joke? Would you ever sell it? And if you had to, who would be the comedian that would get it? Who you think would be like, oh, they could take that joke to the next level?
All right, I do have a favorite joke of mine, and
Okay.
it's I'll just say the joke. It's very short.
Okay.
I had a traumatic experience recently.
I knew it.
I had a week and a half ago. I had a gun pointed at my head, but don't worry, I changed my mind. Right, very funny. Everyone's laughing uproariously right now. Well, also clearly it was a summary, even though I said it word for word.
Yep.
It's a great joke, is the point. Anyway, it's my favorite joke. Whether or not it's good, it's for other people to decide. But that's my favorite joke of mine. And man, that so far I've only answered that question.
Jordan, you got one? You got it?
Well, so
While
I
he
feel like
thinks
we
about
need
it.
to know more about the second part because how much are we being offered?
Yeah. Good
How much
question.
would it take?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I just want to kind of put it back on you. It's like, you can't ever do the joke again. Like,
Right.
it's all that.
That would bum me out. Although that joke is also it's so standalone that it's like I'd be all right without it. As much as I love that joke,
I kinda
it's
feel
not
like that,
it's not
right?
integral.
Yeah, not. I guess not like where we're at now. Like, we'll never be known for the joke. There's some comics who have signature jokes, right? Like
Right.
George Carlin, if he sold the 7 words you can't say, like everyone knows him for that.
That'd be a little different.
It would be like, oh, that guy never gets anything. It's a you've ghost written it. You've taken it out of that. We're not quite there, obviously.
Oh, okay.
but-
So if we let's say we are there,
yeah.
is it like magically retroactively taken
Yeah.
away? Like
It's
it was
gone.
never ours to begin with?
Exactly.
Oh, that's rough.
yeah, that's a different ball game then. I would say-
And
But where we're at, yeah, I think I'd sell that joke if the number
Yeah.
was right. I don't know what
What
the
were you gonna
number
say?
is, but
I would say, yeah, where we're at, yeah. I would
sell the
I would
joke,
sell
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to sell a joke for, like, I don't know what they sell jokes for. That could be $50. It could be $4,000. I have no idea.
well, I would not sell that joke for either of those amounts of money.
No? What would you
It would have
sell
to be
the
a
joke?
lot.
$4,000 for 4 or 5 lines?
For
See,
a
that's
jo-
why
for a
I
joke-
said. That's why I
Shit.
said you got to put a number on
For
it,
a joke
'cause we
for
can
a
just
joke
pick
that I
off-
like a lot. Yeah. I mean, $4,000 is that's going to like that's a good amount of money. That makes a difference in my life, but it's not life-changing
Yeah.
money for a joke that I really really love.
Yeah. Yeah,
if you-
I get it.
If
I
we're
just
get-
know I'll write more jokes. That's sort of the other underlying.
I mean, that
thing.
is true.
Yeah.
Of course, but 4,000 that's awful low.
I think that's real high. So what was the? I can't remember what I heard it or read it somewhere where it was like, Chris Rock or somebody was doing Oscars or something. It wasn't the Oscars, but it was, and I don't know if it was Chris, but he like hired like 5 writers to come in. They all wrote jokes for him, and it was like he paid them all like $5,000 a piece and got them watches and shit. $5,000 like to do that. So $4,000 for like a joke.
Well, okay, sure, but that's different though because you are writing those jokes with the knowledge that these are
I
not
guess
my jokes.
I'm comparing how much they got paid
Yeah.
for a writing session
Right.
versus one joke. That was just trying to provide some
Yeah.
context.
Yeah.
That
I think at this juncture,
all right. So
I think not. Even if even if that's precious, even if my joke isn't as good as I think it is, I still just I'm not ready to let go of that for that amount of money.
okay. How about let's go to the next level of this. Who's the comic? Is there a comic you're like, I think they could take my joke that feels like them?
I'm going to go with Trevor Noah.
Okay.
Wait, did you say which joke?
I didn't. Mine would probably have to be the House Negro joke.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that would
Yeah,
certainly
yeah.
work for him. Yeah,
Yeah. That's a really good joke.
that is a really good joke.
How do you feel when you tell that joke? You get straight laughs. You get people who laugh and they go, ooh. Because it plays on people's
So the
discomfort.
initial setup, yeah, it's a little bit of a and then the
Yeah.
punchline is like, yeah, it usually goes.
It's actually kind of funny. You would think the punchline would actually make it more tense in a way. You know what I mean?
Nah, there's only been one time where I can remember where like, yeah, it kind of was a little tense. It was like some older black people was like, all right,
Yeah.
that's the
Oh, really?
that's the line.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, I did the okay joke.
Oh, yeah.
It did very well.
I knew it would. I knew it would.
I'm pretty excited about
you
that one
mentioned
moving
that to
forward.
me, and I don't think I remember the joke.
I basically just say the second best thing that can happen to a comedian is laughter. The best thing that can happen to a comedian is a black woman going, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
And there's,
All right,
I think you can
And not just a comedian, really anybody.
really
in life.
any person on the
Yeah.
planet. There is no
That's
better
a seal of
there is-
approval you
there's-
can't get from
and,
anywhere
and
else.
it, and it
really funny.
implies that especially
You didn't write that,
especially-
though. Did Jordan give you that?
I wish I did because that's
Okay.
such a great observation because it applies to so many things.
Yeah.
Like if Jonathan Wood came in here with that white jacket, and then we had a black woman here, she would be like, okay. Like, Jonathan would have been through the
Oh, I
roof.
would have lost
Could
my
still be wearing
mind.
it, yeah.
dude. I would have lost my mind.
Through the roof. That applies to so many
But
things.
I
That's
think
really
I
funny.
think part of it, especially for a white person, especially for a white dude, is because the implication there is that when I stepped on stage, this person was like, "Fuck this guy." You know what I mean? Because the okay implies that they were not okay with it before. You know what I mean?
They weren't expecting.
They
you to
weren't
be
expecting.
down.
They were just maybe not fuck this guy, but they were just kind of like, all right, fine.
That was what gave me pause. Was fuck this guy.
Yeah. No, that's. I'm
just.
just. I'm overstating it.
Yeah.
But and then I overcame that. That's like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did you think Trevor Noah would? I mean, we don't really know, but you think he would like add to it? His delivery of it would be the thing.
I think he would add to it. I think his perspective, especially, just 'cause I don't remember all of it, but I did read his book. I think his race and being biracial is
What's it called again?
Yeah.
It's like a
Born
really
a
good
crime.
title. Yeah.
Born a
yeah,
crime.
Born a crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
born a
Holy
crime.
shit.
Yeah.
So
He was literally illegal.
Yeah.
Because
Really?
apartheid.
and- yeah.
So it was legal. Mixed couples were legal.
Illegal.
Illegal.
And that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Illegal. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, apartheid was bad, dude.
yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm aware. I didn't know specifically that was like
Fair
a
enough.
law.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I
Just so everyone listening,
withdraw. I withdraw.
I'm aware of apartheid and how awful it was.
All right, we finally got to the part of the episode where they are putting down their swords, ladies and gentlemen.
Who would do your joke?
I
by
still
the way?
have it. I'm not saying I won't pick it back up. I don't know. I'm trying to. I'm trying to think. Like it's kind of. I don't know.
It's a little dark.
Do you have? Does anyone jump to mind for y'all for that joke?
That's what I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to. Maybe
I was going
maybe
with-
like-
Attell maybe.
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Because to me,
Jesselnick?
that was where I
Yeah,
was going.
that
But then
makes a little
also
more
when I
sense.
think about Jesselnick's style, I feel like he would just leave it there too.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he would try to add on to it.
Yeah.
Knowing the rest of your set, like fitting into that style was kind of my brain. So I was thinking of like not quite Pete Holmes, but like someone who's a little bit more. Not that you're cheerful, but that's like a very lower end.
No,
like,
I have
darker.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do. I like that compare. I do try and increasingly, in fact, I try and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" on stage.
You're having a good
I
time.
have seen that
Yeah.
from you before.
I'm doing it more
Yeah.
because the just my original sort of like. No, I was never truly intentionally hostile. I would turn hostile sometimes.
Yes.
But like that, I'm tired. I got really bored with it, and it's more fun to be fun.
Yeah, I would agree. People are paying to be there to have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not being critical or whatever. I think for me, just because I think he's like the bet would be Kyle Kinane. I think Kyle.
Well,
and
but what's the joke?
I don't know if it's my favorite joke, but it's a joke that I want him to do. I have two. It's the one, the politics
Like
one, which he specifically
loves that joke.
like.
Yeah.
That would be fun to see what else he would do with it. But they like the ABC thing where it's like they're teaching the ABC song
Right.
differently.
Oh, yeah.
That's got a little more meat to it. I just his voice, his style of doing that, I think would be just 10 times better than I could ever do it. I think it would be really fun to see.
I'm still trying to think because P. Holmes is not quite right.
Yeah,
I know you were saying that.
I don't
but,
think.
like,
Yeah, I don't think he's quite right either. He's a little too like cheery.
it just
or
wouldn't,
something.
and that's just not. He doesn't really do that sort of like mislead type joke.
He
you
doesn't.
know,
You're right.
That
Or
misdirect.
even that kind of a dark. Joke
Yeah,
in
he
that
goes
way.
dark,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
his dark is always very goofy.
Yeah.
Like, I did have someone maybe like
I worked with Pete Holmes. Did I mention that, guys?
yeah, you
How
have
many
a lot.
name drops?
What are we at? 6.
Just they're just littering the floor
they
right
are.
now.
They really are.
It's
what I do.
It's dirty in here.
It's what I do.
It's-
That's right.
you know who's coming? Bo Burnham, maybe, with that joke. That's the closest I'm getting so far.
Okay.
I like Bo Burnham.
I do too. It's not quite
No,
him,
that could
but
be.
like
It
that's
could
the
be.
closest
Yeah.
thing I can think.
If he just did it with a little ditty.
Yeah, just playing piano.
That's good. All right, that's all I got. I got other ones. We'll save them for another time. Does
Yeah.
that work for you guys?
How you guys feel? You feel like we're at a good spot to call it?
Yeah.
I feel like we're good.
Sweet. Great show, guys.
Great. Is anyone still there? Is anyone still listening?
I'm reverting back to how I opened the show. Just like, that was nice. This is good.
We are going to do another show, one more before the end of the year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay, so we probably won't do one for next week because
I'm not coming to Christmas Eve.
You're not?
I'm not.
I was planning to be here anyway.
I was going to play Christmas music and a Christmas movie, Die Hard, and then it was going to be great.
All right. I'll come under the condition to specifically watch you not receive a Sega Genesis. If I can do that, then I'll show up.
If you guys bought me a Sega Genesis, that would change my life.
It probably would, and that's why we won't do
We
it.
will not do that.
Of course not. Of course
I was trying to make eye contact, and I was like, "We're not doing that."
You didn't need to make eye contact. Of course, y'all were going to immediately. This was known while I was saying it.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Williams Comedy on the internet. And Jordan, where can people find you?
Jordan Centry on the internet.
Oh,
all
yeah,
platforms.
it's your real name.
I'm Jason Allen King on everything but Instagram.
The only one that matters.
The only one that matters.
King Jason Allen.
King Jason Allen. This has been fun.
Guys, this is... As just stated, this has been fun. And we're done now. Listen next time. We love you so much.
Something out.
Bye.